Thank you for joining me. You're watching Esther from Stampin' Star Creations, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the UK. Today I'm using Buffalo Check and the So Eclectic stamp set with the matching dies called Eclectic Layers Thinlits. I've already put my Buffalo Check stamp onto my Stamparatus. I did actually put the stamp on top of the paper previously. That's the easiest way of doing it. Not forgetting to use the embossing buddy before the process. Just get that lined up before you go in with your Versamark ink. And just making sure that I cover all the areas on that stamp. When I go in again, just methodically pressing all over to make sure I've covered all the areas on the stamp. Even when I lift it up again, I go in, because when I last did this I did miss off a patch. You can just check in the light that you've covered the areas. Carefully going in with the black embossing powder and just holding around the edge of the card while applying the powder. Gone ahead and run that over with the heat gun. Using Poppy Parade, I'm using the closed flowers and making sure that I've got enough space to make sure that I can die cut these out. Using my Big Shot machine, you layer up the platforms with a sandwich in between the two cutting layers and the dies and the paper, and you just roll it through the machine and this cuts out the shape around the flower for you. So some of you might not have ever seen this before, so it's just showing you that process. And these just pop out. Grabbing my garden green, I'm using that leaf shape, and this is obviously going to fall through where the embossing is. It will resist where you put the stamping. So the reason why I've embossed it in black is just to give it a bit of extra dimension. I rub it over with a cloth and it happens to actually smudge the ink, which I don't mind because it just adds to the effect. I decided the poppies needed a bit of treatment, so I go in with a green sponge and just add a bit of colour. And it gives a nice natural look to the flowers. Using this metallic black cord, tie myself a bow long enough to go across the length of the card. Going in with Itty Bitty Greetings, and I decided on the Sending Prayers sentiment. This seemed to sit strange on the right hand side, so I just shifted it over to the left. And inks, just tapped it into the ink on each side just to give it a bit of colour. Mounting it on Poppy Parade cardstock, and I'm just trimming off the white edge of the background where it didn't cover. Most of the poppies are stuck down with Tombow glue, but I've just popped up a couple on dimensionals and just trimming the stems but letting the flowers hang over the card for a more three-dimensional look. I secure the back of the bow with a glue dot to stop that wiggling around. And on the back I've put some tear and tape. I added some dimensionals to the sentiment also to pop that up. As you can see, I've put tear and tape all around the back, and I've just lifted a little bit just so that you can secure it in place, and you can, if you've made a mistake, you can lift it back up. Once you're happy with the positioning, you can tear away the rest of that backing and then just secure the card into place. And there's our poppy card for today. Thank you for watching. All these items can be purchased from my shop at stampinstarcreations.co.uk. Do give me a thumbs up and comment below if you've enjoyed the video. Thank you very much.